Hey guys, it is great to see you again. You are slightly MacGyvered at the moment because my tripod snapped in half. I usually attach, when I'm filming in the car, I attach this to like my steering wheel, right? But like this part full on snapped off. So right now I have my knitting bag stuffed between my steering wheel and my dashboard. And so you're like balancing on the steering wheel, leaning up against the bag. It's fine. It totally works. But I'm so excited. Today you can see in the background, we're having like this drizzly, gray, ever so slightly cooler day. And because we've been dealing seriously with August weather in June, I am taking advantage of the respite to have a coffee morning and a think about my place in the universe morning. And by that, I mean, think about my next knitting project, right? So solidly summer gets me thinking about summer knits. And I have been rocking and rolling on my projects. I don't want to get too far into them because I'll talk in another video about my progress and what I'm working on. But started my new Advent project, which I think is going to take me years to finish. So we're not going to talk about that. My one skein project is more than halfway finished. So we're going to have to pick out a new one skein project soon. And my big garment project, wait until you see it. I'm very excited. Not quite done yet, but we are getting there. But that has me thinking about what garment I want to cast on next. Now, in my heart of hearts, like I cannot get the traveler hoodie out of my head. I've got this gorgeous yarn that's already caked up. And part of me kind of wants to just go ahead and cast it on. Since I'm so excited about it, I think I'll knit through it really, really fast. And that'll be a ton of yarn out of my stash. But I also feel like I should have a summer weight t-shirt or maybe even a tank top in the wings waiting to go, just because summer weather makes me want summer knits, but also I kind of want to go yarn shopping, not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to hold back a little bit. There was a 29 Bridges trunk show over at Dances with Wool, and I love their yarn. However, that also made me remember that Magpie Knits over in Charlottesville carries 29 Bridges all the time, along with Hedgehog Fibers and Lobby NME and a bunch of other really great things. So maybe we need a road trip coming up, but we have to have an actual project in mind before we can just go buy yarn for it. So I wanted to run you through my list of potential candidates. Might be something on the list that you want to try out as well. You can also tell me in the comments what summery type t-shirts and tank tops you're casting on, because I think we all need some more recommendations. By the way, these are just a selection, the ones that were at the top of my list right now. I have a bundle on Ravelry, which is both t-shirts and tank tops. All of these are favorited in that bundle, so it's really, really easy to find, but I'll see if I can link everything below as well to make it even easier. So for today's video, we are going to stick just with t-shirts because my list got a little bit long. I also have another list of tank tops, so we will probably separate that out in another video just for brevity's sake, right? But that does mean that we have to start with my t-shirt that is currently on the needles and so close to being done. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wouldn't it be great? Today is Friday. I don't think I could finish it by the end of this weekend. Even if maybe if I set everything else aside. That'd be really cool if I could get it finished this weekend and then I could actually put in a finished object before this video goes up. We'll see what happens. All right, so the t-shirt I'm working on right now is the Getty Tee by Tanis Lavelli. I love the fact that you've got a little bit of crochet mixed in with the knitting. I have been like obsessed with this look lately, especially as I've been doing more crochet and I have gotten a little bit more confident, especially in my ability to weave in ends. I kind of regret not doing the traditional granny squares with like the color changes when I made this top, but at the point in time when I bought the yarn, I wasn't that confident yet. So I love it anyway. It's got that little fade from the dark to the light. I love that color of the yarn with the main body. So I still love this. I just wish I'd had more confidence when I bought the yarn originally. But guys, this yarn. So the weirdest stuff ever. This is what I have left of the third skein. I still have one more left, so plenty of yarn, not even worried about yarn chicken or anything. But this is Upland Fiber Co.'s Merhair DK. So it is a 70% merino wool with 30% mohair, and everything is sourced, scoured, milled, dyed, all between New York and Pennsylvania. So all US made yarn. So that's really awesome as well. And it's so weird. So I know you're like, it's mohair and you're making like a shirt out of it. I know, I'm thinking the same thing, but it's so strange. It has like, I don't know if you can see, it's got just a little bit of a halo. You can see like the little the little oh my gosh, mohairs sticking out, but it's not itchy. Like if you're sensitive, do not get this, but it is just like slightly rustic, but it's also kind of crisp. I don't know, it's like the weirdest yarn ever. If you're curious, I highly encourage you to get a few skeins, make a little project, maybe even a t-shirt. Again, if you're super sensitive, might not be the next to skin yarn that you're looking for, but it is certainly interesting. And then the yarn up top on the granny squares is from Lily's Fiber Works. This one I cannot find online. I got it at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and it was part of the display for another like fiber company, fiber mill sort of deal, which I think they're milled together, but they're like two separate brands, like Lily is the daughter or something. Anyway, the point is I can't find it online, even when I go on the website to the main fiber mill. But anyway, if you're at Maryland Sheep and Wool and you see Lily's Fiber Works, this yarn is absolutely stinking gorgeous. So that's that. Now, when I finished my second skein, before I dove into my third, I went and I picked back up for the neck, and I did the arm openings. I kind of call them, they're the sleeves, but really this was all knit together, and then you just picked up for the ribbing, which I think looks really, really great. It's going to be a very cute fit. I have not tried this on yet. I probably should at some point in time, because I'm now to the point where I'm figuring out length. So after you kind of joined everything in the round, you were supposed to go, I think it was 10 inches even. I think it was 10 inches. I'm pretty sure it's 10 inches. And so I am at the 10-inch mark right now, but I'm thinking I might want to go an extra inch or two. It's slightly cropped, not like super cropped, but I tend to like longer tops anyway. And so I think adding in just another inch or two before I start the split hem ribbing, I think that's going to give me the best bang for my buck. And I have plenty of yarn. Like I said, I still have a full skein after I finish this. So I'm not super worried about that. But so close to the end. Look how pretty that is. It almost, because it's so like crinkly, it almost has like a linen look to it, like a linen blend look. Maybe I'm making that up, but that's what I think it looks like. So we're gonna work really hard this weekend. Maybe we'll be able to get it finished, because that would be absolutely awesome. But that's how far we are on that. So as much as I want to cast on the Traveler hoodie next, I don't know if that's the best choice for summer knitting, or maybe I should just get it out of the way because I'm super excited about it. I'll probably run through it really, really fast. But one way or the other, I still feel like I want to have some t-shirts in the back of my mind. And so if I need to make a snap decision, or I find myself in a yarn store by accident, what? I would never do that. Then I have some options in the back of my mind to focus my shopping a little bit. But of course, you know, the goal for this year is working through some of that giant stash that I have. And so I feel like I really need to look at my stash yarn first. So with projects already assigned to yarn, I have 3 t-shirts that are already sitting there ready to go. On the downside, only one of these 3 has already been wound into cakes, and so I'd have to do some winding if I pick one of the other ones. The other thing about this is that I don't have to go with this combination. So if I decide I want to do a different t-shirt, I can always take the yarn that's been assigned to these other t-shirts and use it in a different pattern. So there's no reason why I have to keep this yarn and pattern combination. So just throwing that out there as well. So what I have in my stash. The first project is the Salty Air Tee by Samantha Gurin. The wool that I have for this, or the yarn I have for this, is from 29 Bridges, and it's their linen wool singles. It's a 90% merino, 10% linen, and I picked out the pink peppercorn color. They only had 2 skeins in stock of the color that I wanted when I was at this particular trunk show. They had the t-shirt knit up in this base, and that's how I know I'm gonna love the combination together. Again, I can still change things up, but I love the way this yarn looks in this top. I ended up doing a special order so that I could get 3 skeins. That let me go, I can't remember if I was gonna be playing yarn chicken or if I had to go down a size from the ease that I actually wanted with this top. But I just remember having the 3 skeins. I didn't write down the yardage for this one. I have no idea why. But having the 3 skeins was enough for me to knit the size that I wanted and then lengthen the top maybe by 1 inch or 2, just so it wasn't quite so cropped. So according to the description of the patterns, this is taken right off the pattern page, the Salty Air tee was designed with easy breezy summer moments in mind. Simple construction, a delicate lace yoke, and a style that's easily modified to wear just the way you like it. I love the lace pattern at the top. I don't know, like a lot of the projects I've been looking at, lace has really been catching my eye lately, so I feel like having that extra texture is something that's like right up my alley. But then you also have like tons and tons of just the plain knitting around the middle, which is also great for having like an on-the-go project, because once you get past the yoke, you just go for it, right? So this is one option. I have also been really loving, this one has like, ever since I bought the yarn for it, I think I've had the yarn for like 2 years now, and I still love this top just as much as when I bought the yarn, and that's the Hollowbrook top by Irina and Akiva. The yarn I have for this set aside is fiber optic yarn in their cashmere base, which is 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, and I have the colored Wildberry. This yarn is so gorgeous, I cannot even explain it to you. I think I have 4 skeins of this, if I'm not mistaken. This top is described as, what sets this top apart are the delicate lace inserts adorning the shoulders, front, and back, adding a touch of femininity and sophistication to the design. Whether you're dressing up for a special occasion or looking for elegance in your everyday wardrobe, this knitting top will become a staple in your collection. So I love the shape of this top. You know I love a relaxed fit. Oh my gosh, this is like the loudest truck ever. And also it's getting dark because the storm clouds are rolling back in. I thought we were maybe done with the rain, but I think we're getting ready for round 2. We'll go fast. So anyway, so what I love about this shirt is it has this like relaxed kind of boxy fit, but without being too oversized. It's got a slightly longer sleeve to it, so it's not like the, you know, super short sleeves like in the Getty tee, which I feel like between the shaping, the shaping and the longer sleeves, it really does look very elegant. You could put it with a pair of jeans, you could pair it with like a pair of black slacks for the office. And I love the fact that the back and the front match. I can't tell you how many times over the years I had gone shopping and seen a shirt that looked really cute from the front, but when you turn it around, like the fabric on the back is like super cheap, or like the design doesn't carry all the way around and it just looks stupid. You don't see that a lot with knitting patterns per se, because you're making the whole thing yourself. But I love the fact that the lace pattern carries onto the back, and so the back and the front are equally as like detailed and interesting. Anyway, I absolutely adore the way this top looks, and the fact that it is not that knit t-shirts aren't classy, but like this top is like an extra classy sweater. Like it's gorgeous. I love it. And again, it's got the lace in it, right? The third one that I have in my stash right now is the V-Back Tee by Jamie Hoffman. Specifically, I bought yarn for the fingering weight version, but there is also a DK version as well. The yarn that I have is the Miss Babs Yummy 2-ply, which is just a 100% superwash merino. The colors that I have are Wolfsbane, Autumn Toad Lily, Earl Grey, Mariposa, and something that I can't read from my picture, and I don't have the yarn with me right now, so I can't look at the last color, but I've got 5 of them. Its description, I hope you guys can hear me over the rain. Maybe this will just be a little extra ambiance in the background, so enjoy the sound of the rain. Anyway, this seamless reversible tee is worked top down, worked on larger needles. The fabric is airy and knits up quickly. It features an A-line shape, a V neckline that looks equally flattering when worn in front or back. German short rows are worked to level out the front with the lower back. It's designed for 1 to 5 colors, so you could make it in a solid. They have a 3-color version, which I'm sure you could probably figure out the fade for like any number of colors, but they have a 3-color version that's not my favorite. 3 skeins of yarn in the Yummy 2-ply would have gotten me enough yarn for the shirt, but I felt like it looked really blocky. I liked the way that the 5 colors faded, even though it was going to leave me with a ton of extra yarn. So yeah, so I went with the 5-color version, but there are options here. And the kind of cool thing is that it also includes a formula for altering the overall length while keeping the color band lengths the same. So if you're like me and you like a longer top, this shirt's a pretty good length anyway, but if you want it to be a little bit longer or you have a longer torso or whatever, it does help you figure out how to work the fading so that it still makes sense and looks really good. This is the one that I'm most on the fence about. I keep going back to it and I'm like, maybe I don't, maybe it's not quite the fit that I would like for myself anymore. It probably wasn't really the fit that I even liked for myself when I bought the yarn, but I thought it would be okay. And I love, like, I feel like the V shape would be very slimming. And it does look really cute if you turn around and put the V in the back as well. You get kind of that little like scoop in the back. It looks so cute. But then every time I like talk myself out of it and I go look at the pattern again, I'm like, but that is a really cute top. So I don't know. I just cannot decide. But I do have 5 skeins of yarn that kind of do a fade, so those could be reused in a different project as well. I don't know. So those are the 3 that I currently have in stash. Now that's not including all of my like sweater yarns. Those are just the ones that are set aside in a t-shirts quantity. But I've also got a few other t-shirts that I feel like could be contenders. Some of them I might be able to like repurpose the yarn, or I could go shopping and find something new. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But my wish list. Before I get to the wish list though, I gotta say, I absolutely love it when designers tell you how much ease a model is wearing in the picture. Most of the patterns are really good, especially the ones I've been looking at, about giving you a suggested ease, right? Tell you 1 to 3 inches of positive ease, or I think one of them actually went up to like 15 inches of positive ease. But it's really helpful, I think, if you want it to fit you similarly to how it's fitting the model, because usually it's the model in the picture that makes you want to knit the sweater to begin with. And then you can just get a better idea of how it would fit on you. Anyway, I'm just telling designers out there, I love it when you put how much ease is being shown on the model. We'll leave it there. So my wish list. Oh my gosh, this one, I absolutely love it. So it's so simple. It actually reminds me a little bit of my Getty tee, minus the crochet pieces, but it's the Alchemist tee by Wool and Pine. They also have a DK version, but I'm kind of going toward the fingering weight, because the fingering weight has options for both short sleeves and long sleeves, but the DK version is just a pullover, and so it's long sleeved. That doesn't mean that I couldn't make it short sleeves, but I might have to like do math, and math is really hard. So for the size that I would want to make, I would need 1260 to 1410 yards. And I can't remember. Oh, I think that was because you can wear it with 4 to 8 inches of positive ease. So if I wanted 4 inches of positive ease, it would be 1260. If I wanted 8 inches of positive ease, it'd be 1410. So one more or the other, it would take me about 4 skeins of yarn, figuring that it had 400-ish yards in a skein. Even if it was a slightly larger one, I'd still probably need 4 skeins just to be on the safe side. DK weight is between 1320 and 1440 yards of DK, but that's for the long sleeve version. Again, I'd have to figure out math-wise how many skeins I would need if I wanted to try short sleeves. So that might not be worth it. We might just go for the fingering weight. But the description of this one, a beautiful V-neck with ribbed collar and center detail. It's top down, seamless, contiguous construction for a set-in sleeve fit with no seaming. I love the no seaming, right? There's also an optional split hem in 2x2 ribbing, which, no, that's not optional. I love a good split hem. Again, my Getty tee is going to have a split hem. And then, like I said before, it has short and long sleeve options. And I just love how simple this is. I love the V-neck with the ribbing. I love the plain top. I love how it's loose and relaxed, but it's not like oversized and bulky. It's just a really clean looking t-shirt. So this one I keep coming back to, and I absolutely adore it. Also by Wool & Pine. I love Wool & Pine stuff. The Cloud Break tee, oh my gosh. So this one is a DK weight, worn with 2 to 6 inches of positive ease. I think for me, I would probably go with 4 inches of ease, just because there's a size that fits really well. And I would need 870 yards for the short sleeve version. Is there a long sleeve version of this? I don't know. I put my notes for short sleeves, so there might be a long sleeve version too. It is cropped with stockinette through the body, and then it has a flirty, lacy scalloped hem, as you can see in the picture, right? Cloud Break uses a contiguous, seamless construction that gives you a gorgeous set-in sleeve shape with no seaming that fits so beautifully through the shoulder and sleeve. The neckline is shaped front and back for a clean, flattering scoop that sits perfectly. So again, kind of like with liking a longer top, I like it when the bottom part of the shirt, like, you know, the love handle area, has a little bit of visual interest. And so it's not just like stockinette over, you know, my stomach area. And so I love the fact that it just has this little bit of scalloped lace. Here's the lace again, right? Definitely feeling the lace. I don't think I would make the stockinette part any longer. I kind of like where it stops. I think I would extend the lace pattern by like maybe 2 more repeats, 1 more repeat, 2 more repeats. And I think that would be super, super cute. At 870 yards for as shown, I could probably do a 3rd skein, because I could do that with 2 skeins. If I bought a 3rd skein, I could easily lengthen it, and it would not be an issue at all. So also really like this one. But of course, I have 2 from Wool & Pine. Have to have another one, I guess, from Tanis Lavelli, right? So this one is the Quayside tee. It's also a DK weight, but this one has a 6 to 12 inch positive ease, so a little bit bigger. I think I would pick the 8-inch ease, again, just size-wise. You need 2 colors. I mean, I guess you could do it in a solid, but I think one of the things I like about this is the fact that it has the stripes in it. I don't normally do a lot of stripes, but I think it'd be cute in this top. The main color is 640 yards, and the contrast color would be 100. So I would need 2 of the main color and 1 of the contrast, right? I think that's right. I love the boxy shape to it. Again, it's that boxy shape, but without being too ridiculously oversized. And it just looks so flattering on everyone who, if you go through like the project pages, everyone who made it, it just looks so flattering on everybody. So I don't know, maybe I'll try stripes, do something a little different. I also love how, and this is a description from the pattern, it has a pretty peekaboo cable side detail. It's also, and this is where I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's knit flat from the bottom up and then seamed. So on the plus side, seaming the edges does add structure and integrity. I'd rather knit in the round though. Although it probably would not be hard to knit it in the round. I think it would be figure outable. But because it is boxy and long, maybe you really should go with the seamed sides. Seaming's not that, it's really not that bad. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's not constructed the way the other ones are. And it also tells you that the body length and sleeve depth are also completely adjustable. So it'd be super easy to fit it to your personal preferences. Moving on from those 2 designers, we're gonna go hang out with Tori Yu for a minute. So lots of cute options here. I've watched the Nitty Natty blog a lot, and so I've seen her do the Skyline tee and the Avenue tee, and she's actually made a couple, I think, of the Skyline tee. Super cute, really love the fit of those. The Skyline tee in my size would take 1,189 yards, whereas the Avenue tee, which I think has a slightly more like fitted look, takes about 1,000 yards. However, as much as I like those two, the one that's calling my name just a little bit more is actually the Prospect tee. Again, it's a fingering weight, recommended 4 to 6 inches of positive ease. This one takes 1,050 yards in my size, and so that would be, what, 3 skeins of yarn, I think? The description of this one, it's a drop shoulder tee featuring a landscape of textured stitches, neat shaping, and finishing details. By the way, there's also a pullover version of this if you like the details but want a long sleeve instead of a short sleeve. But kind of like with the Cloud Break, I love the extra texture. It looks very simple. It looks very easy to knit. I think you could do a repeat of the stitches once or twice very easily in order to get a little extra length if that was something that you wanted. But I love the textured detail on this. Like, something textured is just really calling my name. I think even the Traveler hoodie with like the stockinette and reverse stockinette like stripes, I really want some texture in my life right now. That's really what I'm leaning toward. But the Prospect tee, super, super cute. And then the last one I have on my list, I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole when I was like picking this one. So Caitlin Hunter's designs have been really catching my eye, I would say lately, but like it's more like they've always caught my eye and I've just been like rediscovering them lately. Her color work designs are absolutely out of this world. So I already have the Halu sweater on my list. This one's not color work, but again, that like wide V-neck with like the lace yoke and like, I just love that one. I also already have all the yarn for, I do not have the yarn for this one yet. But I know when I make it, I want it to be in a yak blend. I already know it has to be in a yak blend. But I do have the yarn for the Easy V sweater, which I absolutely adore this one as well. I mean, like, look at the, so gorgeous. I love the fit. I love that wide V-neck. I love the color work. The one that I also love, it's so silly, but I feel like I just need it in my life. It's the King Salmon pattern. She has this in both the fingering weight and the worsted weight. I really think I want it in the fingering weight though. The fit is just ever so slightly different. I feel like the worsted weight, I mean, obviously it's much heavier yarn. I feel like it just fits a little bit more stiffly. And I think I really like the fingering weight. But so at some point in time, we're getting a King Salmon sweater once we get a little more confident with our color work. But she also has some really cute color work tees as well. The Alpine Bloom has been on my wish list for a while now. But every time I look at it, I love the pattern. But when you see the people wearing it, whether it's on the project pages or like the model pictures, it just looks like it feels stiff around the yoke. I don't know what it is. It just, I don't know. It feels like it looks stiff to me, you know, or it looks like it feels stiff to me. I don't know, whatever way it goes. But it's still on my wish list. But the one that really caught my eye as I was just started scrolling through Caitlin Hunter's like projects, or not her projects, but like her patterns, is the Novelli. This is a fingering weight meant for anywhere from 4 to 15 inches of ease. So you can really pick how you want to style this top. I think it would look so cute, especially if I left it a little bit more cropped than what I like and put it over like a linen dress or like a long linen like tunic or top. Oh gosh, I almost knocked you guys over. I got overexcited. Okay, there we go. I think that would be so, so cute, especially if you gave it a little extra, if it was on the larger ease size. So I think I would probably go with the 10 inches of ease in this particular style, which would take 760 yards of a main color, 334 yards of a contrast color 1, and 163 yards of a contrast color 2, which is still only 4 skeins of yarn. I was thinking with the color work and the fact that it is so oversized that I would need more, but it's still just the 4 skeins. So that's not bad at all. According to the description, the Novelli is a relaxed, lightweight summer sweater knit in the round from the bottom up and featuring color work at the body hem and folded sleeves with a tiny peak of contrast color for visual and structural interest. Like, how cute. Just, I don't know. I love the way that this looks. I love the structure of it. I love the little bit of color work along the bottom. I love that it would look really cute over like if you were to layer it with like a simple tank top underneath or like a tunic top. I don't know. Super cute. Really, really love this. It would also look really good, I think, in like the fall with like a long sleeve tee underneath and that layered on top. Anyway, so those are kind of the t-shirts that are on my wish list for the moment. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Today is definitely not the day to head out to Charlottesville because I have to work later. So don't have time for yarn browsing. So I think I'll just kind of let all of those sit in the back of my mind and try to decide which t-shirt is going to be my next cast on. If I want it to be next, or if I want to do the Traveler first. I don't know. And we haven't even hit the tank top patterns, guys. So next video or a soon video will be a roundup of some tank top patterns for summer. And of course, they're going to be a little bit more in my personal style. And so there are so many really cute tank tops coming out right now. Tanis Lavelli, by the way, has one with, I think it's like a race. Is it a racer back? It might be like a racer back, but it has a granny square in the middle of the back, and it is so cute. Oh my gosh. No, I totally forgot. There was another Tanis Lavelli t-shirt. Oh, I forgot it existed until just now when I said that. Maybe the pattern's not out yet. It's on her Instagram page, and she did granny squares around the bottom, and then the top is, again, very much like the Getty tee with just the V-neck and the little tiny sleeves. But all the granny squares are around the bottom. I think the reason why it wasn't on my list is because she hadn't released it yet. I'll have to see if I can look that up and pop up a picture. It's so cute too. Maybe that one's on my list as well. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But anyways, back to the tank tops. So I tend to like ones that are a little bit more fitted across the top and then kind of are like an A-line or a little bit longer, a little flare at the bottom. Because I often like to wear a longer tank top under a shorter shirt, again, to kind of lengthen everything out. So that's kind of the style that the tank tops will be in my video coming up for that. So I'm going to take advantage of the break in the rain, go get some errands done, and I will see you guys later. Bye.